you are. It sounded like it was. Somebody said it was like super.
Well, you could have made it faster.
Good evening and welcome to the Cedar Falls Planning and Zoning Commission meeting for July 13th, 2022. We will call the meeting to order and a roll call vote by Karen.
Chrisman? Here. Grebovich? Hartley?
Here.
Holst?
Here.
Larson?
Here.
Leeper?
Here.
Lynch? Here. Moser? Here. Saul? We have two absent tonight.
Thank you, Karen. With that, we'll entertain a motion to approve the June 22nd Planning and Zoning Commission meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign? All right. At this time, we are opening it up to public comments that are for items that are not on the agenda. If you'd like to speak to an item that's not on the agenda, please come up to the microphone. Seeing none, we have no old business tonight, and our first item of new business is the Highway 1 District Site Plan for the Viridian Credit Union on Brandywine Boulevard. JD, you're gonna,
Yes, that would be me. Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, this is the Highway 1 site plan review for Viridian Credit Union of southeast corner of Brandolin and Brady Parkway. This is a new site. Just a brief intro to the subdivision plat that was recently done in 2021. So this is a lot 1 of Pinnacle Prairie Commercial South Phase 5, which is a replat of lot 2, which was done in 2021. Lot 1 is where this Viridian Credit Union will be going in. This subdivision comprised of a private shared street which is highlighted in yellow on the map. Which was carved out by taking ingress-egress easements of all these 4 lots. So far, we have had 4 lots, and lot 2 is the only developed one, which has a UPC Express clinic on it, and this will be the second development in this subdivision. The proposal is to have about 3,666 square feet space for Viridian Credit Union building, along with drive-through, which will be 4 aisles along with an ATM line. There will be 2 main access points to the site, both of the private streets. The north access point is accommodated through ingress-egress easement of lot 4. And the second one is directly access to lot 1 of the private shared drive highlighted in green. In total, there are 32 parking stalls proposed, including 2 ADA stalls. Both the ADA stalls are next to the building, so that they will have a better accessibility to the building. In addition, the proposal also includes extending public sidewalk along Brandolin, which is highlighted in yellow. In addition, the applicant is also proposing to extend a 5 feet sidewalk southward from the public sidewalk to provide a pedestrian access to the building. And the blue highlighted area on the west side is already in place. So that was added as part of the infrastructure of the subdivision. So with this proposed development, they will have a public sidewalk across the site, and they will extend the public sidewalk up to the private street on the east. So that is part of this project. There is 4 pole lights being proposed as part of site lighting, and there will be numerous wall lights, which are LED dimmable lights that will be placed on the building facade. There was a photometric plan that was submitted as part of the review, and nothing is concerning as far as the district's zoning requirements are concerned. Landscaping, there was a landscape plan proposed, as you can see on your screen. Minimum landscaping requirements are met. They are proposing more than that. Parking lot trees and peripheral screening requirements, they are meeting the minimum requirement as per the code. So far, the landscaping plan looks good, but we have had the applicant requested new revisions for landscaping plan like yesterday. So the staff will be reviewing that uh, and, and, and update the commission at a future date. We believe those would be minor as per applicant, but we'll be reviewing it before this goes to city council or planning. We may think about if the commission would like to review this again or not. The next area of the design includes the proposal of monument sign, which meets the code. It's about 12 feet in height and 14 feet wide. Both the sign area and the placement of the monument sign meets the city code. And there is also a requirement for dumpster enclosure in Highway 1 zoning district, which is covered with a similar material as the building. So both those requirements are met. As far as design of the building is concerned, the building design is more of a temporary style of architecture, and its design is similar to other buildings in the area with flat roofs. Building is a one-story building with variable heights ranging from 18 to 24 feet and is colored mildly with gray, brown, and ivory tones. Material includes stone masonry, brick masonry, aluminum composite panels, glass, and two contrasting tones of fiber cement exterior cladding, just to balance the materials that they're using. Overall, the building material used are high quality, and it meets the requirement of the Highway 1 zoning district. On the next slide, as I mentioned earlier, there's one outstanding item as the request for changes to the landscaping plan was submitted yesterday, so staff hasn't had chance to review it, but we'll make sure to review it. About the stormwater management of the site, they don't need any detention on site because the site is located next to the regional detention basin, and it's 1,000 feet away from the project site, so they would not need it. But our engineers had made sure that the private stormwater runoff is maintained as per required. With that, the community development department Community Development Department has reviewed the proposal and recommends approval subject to the following points, with any directions and comments specified by planning and zoning staff and zoning commission, and conforming to all city staff recommendation and technical requirements, including review of revised landscaping plan for compliance with city code. So, thank you.
Great, thank you, JD. Is there anyone from the applicant that would like to speak to the item? Okay. Anyone from the public that would like to speak to this? Now I'll bring it back to the commission. Just clarification before we do that. Is this item, can we approve it subject to the landscape plan approval?
Yeah, we'll leave that up to you. I think we can, staff will review it to make sure it complies with the zoning code. And if the commission is comfortable with us doing that before we send it on to council, or if you would like to see it again, you certainly can extend this to the next meeting.
Okay, great, thank you. Any comments?
I think it looks like a pretty well thought out plan and a nice addition out there. I move to approve the plan subject to satisfying the technical details for the landscaping.
I would second that.
We have a motion and a second. Further discussion, questions?
I would just say on the landscaping, I mean, I don't see any problem with it if they make some minor changes or whatever, but if they're making like a really large change, it might be something that the staff's discretion to bring back to P&Z, but I wouldn't think it would be an issue.
Yep. Any other comments? All right, roll call vote.
Chrisman,
Aye.
Hartley,
Aye.
Holst,
Aye.
Larson,
Aye.
Leeper,
Aye.
Lynch,
Aye.
Moser. Aye.
All right, so that item will move forward, assuming the landscape plan gets approved by city staff. Second item of new business is a preliminary and final plat for the Western Home Communities 10th edition.
Good evening, Commission.
you've seen part of the site before since they did a master plan update a few months ago. The property is located between Prairie Parkway and Bluebell Road on both sides of Wild Rye Way. There's the Mercy One Clinic is to the west. We have Dr. Reese to the north, Family Dentistry and the Ortho Agility Center to the east, and then to the south is the Western Homes community that's been developed already. They're proposing to create these two lots to have 9 duplexes on the lot on the south side, and there'll be 10 duplexes on the lot on the north side. Part of this will have a private access easement for a portion of the lot 1 on the east side. I don't know, I'm one of these people that east and west, I always get that messed up. I'm also left-handed, that may be part of it. And so here we've got the photo showing the update to the master plan. So it's now Western Homes community. So the building design will meet with other portions of the development with the Western Homes community. And the plan was updated several times in the past, and the most recent was approved by council in June of 22. The preliminary and final plats are the final 2 steps in this process for the construction of the duplexes, and the properties will be managed by Western Home Communities in a similar manner to their previous additions. A stormwater plan was created for the final plat of Pinnacle Prairie North, and the stormwater sewers constructed, as well as most of the other infrastructure. The only thing really left now will be sidewalks across the frontage of the lots as they're developed. Along both Wild Rye Way and Prairie Parkway. There's a trail along Bluebell Road. You can see the little red triangle. This is a replat of, Pinnacle Prairie North Business Center, lots 16 and 21 through 31. And then there was a little triangular piece of property at the top that was owned by Oster Property that they've merged into this other subdivision. The setbacks will be 25 feet on the front. The side yard and the rear yard will be dependent upon the width of the easements. There are easements along here for both drainage and utility. The drainage easements will be required to be delineated on the lots. So that's one of the comments we're working with the surveyor and the property owners to get that ironed out. And then the other technical comments, again, the stormwater drainage easements will need to be delineated on the property and be reserved for stormwater drainage. The staff is working with them to get the deed of dedication changes to reflect the establishments of the easements and the maintenance of the private utilities and stormwater infrastructure. An existing 8-inch water lines are stubbed to the lots, and if they're not used, they shall be abandoned. The developer is responsible for the construction of an additional water main and fire hydrant and services for the proposed villa sites on the lots. In this case, when each of the lots had water service available, so when this changes, then part of those, since there's not as many lots or they may need to be moved, the developer will be responsible. Private sanitary sewer lines will be required to serve each duplex. And in addition, there's a number of minor corrections that are needed on the plat just to clarify that better for you the next time when it comes back. Our recommendation is just to introduce the preliminary and final plat for a discussion and public comment. The staff recommends continuing this discussion to the next meeting.
Okay, thank you, Tom. So anyone from the applicant that would like to speak to the item? All right. Anyone from the public? All right, we'll bring it back to the commission. Again, this item is for discussion today. Is there anyone abstaining from this?
Yes, I'll be abstaining from this.
I will also be abstaining from this.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Well, with what's left of us, I guess it looks like a pretty straightforward modification, I'll call it. I assume that the plan is to have the plat finalized for the next meeting if there's not any other sticking points.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, seeing no other comments, yeah, I would second that. I mean, it's just, we've seen it several times, so I don't think there's any surprises here. So we'll move that on to the next item, next meeting. Any commission updates?
I don't have any updates for you today.
Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, enjoy the good evening.